When General Akinade gave me the book, he told me to be Nelsating, and surely he did. But that was his knowledge on the subject. And I'm trying to say that what he wrote there, first, he was not there. Two, he did not know enough. And so the book is not about him, it's about his job. I didn't say he had 2 left legs or protruding stomach. I didn't say that. It's about his work in the war front.
Because then I remember, sorry to cut you.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, he challenged, he said, well, if you don't like my book, write yours. So
exactly.
people felt maybe that was why you sat down to pen these down. But what was it like working with him during the Civil War, or with him in the Civil War? Were you at the battlefront together? Because then you were the GOC commanding
I
the
was
third
chief of staff.
Yes.
When Adekunle was there, then I became a sector commander.
Good.
Now, working with him was very difficult. There were many reasons why that happened. You see, he was older. I was 27 years old. You see, these older people, they have already a mindset on what they want to do. I didn't know that if I made a lot of noise about what I did, I probably could have been a governor or a minister or whatever, or a head of state. But all these elder people knew what it would be if they made a lot of noise about what they did and did not do. And the good part of it is that he put it in writing. And putting it in writing makes it a record.
Which you think is not accurate?
It's not. Every sentence there on strategy and tactics is not right.
Every sentence? Every sentence.
Even the captions on some of the pictures are not correct. And the picture he took at Uli Hiala, and he took the picture alone, whereas Adekunle would say, everybody come on, we did it together, come on, let's take your picture.
So 2 contrasting personalities.
Yeah, that's right. You see, so the book is not about him, but there's no doubt that we'll have to mention him, because for 6 months, the war, when he came, the war was to end in 30 days.
Was that planned?
We had a plan. And the plan, at that time, Adekunle was tired. You know, in the war front, you carry dead body today, you carry a dying one. It's not even, to carry the dead body is not the problem. To carry a dying one and will die in your hands. Like one of them I wrote in this book, was a military school student called Afolabi. I was his instructor. He was to cross the river at Topobo. Oh, Afolabi, how are you this morning? Say, yes, sir. When are you crossing? At this, in another minute, the boat is just right here, sir. All right? We captured Port Harcourt together. We got to Igrita. And during an advance, we bumped into each other. He was shot. I carried him. He looked at me in the face. Ogami, did I try? You know, you will weep. And that you will live with for the rest of your life. And so when somebody wasn't there and claimed to be there, it's very annoying. And again, I left the country, I was always quarreling. Let's do it this way, let's do it this way. For instance, voting 30,000 naira to whip people in the street of Lagos just to clear traffic, I thought was barbaric. You know, so many things like that, and I couldn't stand quarreling every day. So I left. I left abroad, and I lived there for 35 years.
You know, sitting here and listening to you, I can't help but ask, were there any lessons that we needed to learn? And have we learnt them?
We haven't learnt anything, and that's why it's the tragedy. We had victory in the battlefield. What did we fight for? We wanted a unity in the country. Are we united? You see, a lot of us will always miss the point because strange destiny put us all together. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. If you're promoted at work, you will say, oh, thank God, you will go to church and have a Thanksgiving. But here, God did not come to write your promotion. Now, it's the same thing as this Lord Lugard. Put the pencil mark and say, this is Nigeria. You're some Yoruba in Kutonu, some Calabar in Bakassi, and all those kind of stuff. Some Hausas in Niger. But this is Nigeria. For instance, to make this point clearer, in the West, we grow kola nut. In the North, they eat kola nut. In the East, they revere kola nut. Whoever gives you kola nut gives you life. You mean we cannot see that this strange destiny has put all of us together? The North tried to go before, they couldn't. The East tried to go before, they couldn't. Can't we see? Is it not better to be together than to start slaughtering each other? Hitler tried to make Germany a great country. He fought bullets everywhere. Today, that Germany is still a great country with ballots. Is democracy not better than slaughtering each other? You see, we haven't learned anything. People will steal money and carry it abroad. Even the government of my country has its reserve, the country's reserve abroad, earning just 1% as interest, and they would then borrow money at 6%. I thought that was dumb. Then you have oil, you have money. The geopolitics of this country is the best for takeoff anywhere in the world. You have manpower, good manpower. You are the children here. You have money. You have the land. You have oil, and you are importing petrol. I thought that was silly, isn't it? I mean, whichever way you look at it, it does not make sense. You are importing petrol from countries that don't even have oil. You will send, oh, God bless everybody in this country. It's annoying to people like me. Well, I could have died in the war. I didn't die. I am here. And those who are the youth like you, you're lucky you got a job. You look out there and see some of your friends who are classmates had no job. Then you had a C of O, all this land use decree. You have messed up the entire country. You had JAM. Somebody got 10%. He's qualified to be in the university. Somebody got 50%. He's not qualified unless he will get 60%. Okay, the 10% and the 60% are now in the same country, running the mercantile houses, running the government. What did you expect? Something better than we got? No, we haven't learned anything. We need competition. We need true federalism. In those days, there will be TV here in the West in those days, and then the North will go and put TV there, the East will go and put TV there, they put stadium there. Look, you did Nigerian National Sports Festival after Olympics. Again, that was dumb. You should do the National Sports Festival before Olympics. You will select your men from there to go to Olympics. You couldn't get a medal. I'm sure Kutono got some. I mean, what are we really dumb?
But if you look at, I mean, lots of people sit back. They look at the age of those who were in leadership position at the time.
Yes.
And they look at it now.
Yes.
I mean, at the time you had 30s, go on in the 30s you had, but now the least of those ages of at least those who would know who are up there, you're looking at 40.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference, and those who've been there, just as you keep saying, the youths are leaders of tomorrow, the youths keep asking.
Yes.
People have been in these positions for 30 years, 35 years. People who you left the country, you're back, they're still in leadership positions.
That's right.
Is this part of what can be described as the real tragedy? That's
the tragedy. That's the tragedy. And then there was a day General Obasanjo said, if handing over is blundering, so be it. If winning the war is blundering, so be it. That in itself is the tragedy. What I am saying is that at that time, so Gawan was not 40, Ojukwu was not 40, but they ruled this country. Today, these same people are still there, continue to be relevant. They're going from one place to the other, they are sweating. You see, they have forgotten that our time in office is limited, and so is our time on earth. Everything you have is on loan to you. The food you ate this morning, you will go to toilet tomorrow.